What's up, YouTube? So before we get started with this video, on First Take, they're going to be talking about some comments that Charles Barkley made about Joel Embiid. So let's see what they have to say about that.
He's a phenomenal player. The issue in question is the want-it factor. What we have to understand is that everything about Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak, the way he walks, the way he works out, the way he plays, the energy that he gives, etc., tells you he wants it. Joel Embiid walks around having fun playing games.
Yeah, but you can see the two different players with two different personalities. You can tell with Giannis that he's dialed in, he's focused, he already has an MVP, and now he's working on a ring. So he's going to do whatever it takes to get there. As far as Joel Embiid, to me, he just seems a little childish. I mean, you can tell the little things that he does, it's just kind of childish. So, I don't know, let's continue.
Here's the reality of the situation. Joel Embiid is averaging 5 less points a game, Max. He's shooting 3% less from the field. His field goal percentage dropped from 48 to 45. He's shooting the same 30% from three-point range. He's getting to the free throw line less this year than he did last year. And that's why I'm not letting that damn Brett Brown off the hook, who I like very much. But damn it, come on. You got a talent like him. You got to coach this man and make him do some of the things that we're questioning right now. I'm going to put most of the onus on the shoulders of Joel Embiid, only from I'm not questioning his skills at all. I know we both go back and forth talking about the health issues, whether it's the knee, the back, or whatever. But at the end of the day, what did I say coming into this season? I was excited about Joel Embiid because when he lost to Toronto and I saw him walk off that court crying and going into the arms of his girl right in front of the media and everybody else, I said, it hurts now. It's real now. The pain is no joke now. He's going to come back here like a monster. Not only has that not happened, but his first return to Toronto, he played 30-plus minutes and didn't score one single point. So when
Yeah, so that's definitely a problem. So I thought last year that, with Joel Embiid losing in the playoffs and the way he was crying and all that definitely would have affected him and made him work hard in the offseason so he can come back this year and just ball out of control. But, I mean, let me say this. So if you're going to get caught crying, if you're going to cry and you get caught and you do it, there's cameras around, that better impact you. If you're crying because you lost a playoff game and it's on film and they got you crying with your girl and all that, that next year you better be balling out. Okay, you better be balling out. And I'm talking about the next time you play the team that knocked you out of the playoffs, you better not put up a goose egg. That's all I'm saying. If you get caught crying, that means you better come back balling, or that means you cry for nothing because you haven't learned anything. It couldn't hurt you that bad. So you cry for nothing. So I don't know. Let's continue.
See stuff like that. When you talk about optics, when you talk about things that happen metaphorically, etc., the kind of message that is being sent, I expected, even though he's not bad because he is averaging 22 and 12, it's not bad. Of course, it's still good. But I expected to see pure, unadulterated greatness and hunger from Joel Embiid, and we're still waiting for it. And the Sixers I got them coming out of the East. You got them coming out of the East. They're not winning a damn thing unless we get that from Joel Embiid. It's not.
Well, definitely, because he's a major key to that team. But like I said, I think he just seems childish to me. I don't know how you would work on that. I think it's just going to take time for him to be more focused, to be more driven, to take this a little bit more serious, just like what Giannis is doing. I mean, you can tell he's determined, he's hungry, he has an MVP, and now he's looking for that ring. You could just tell when somebody's determined and they're hungry. I don't really see that with Joel Embiid. I see him being kind of childish. He's just out there playing, he's getting money, he's having fun, but there's not like a sense of urgency that I see when I look at Giannis. So I don't know. Let's continue. And let me say this. I do think Joel Embiid, he is a baller, but he just seems a little too childish for me. So let's continue.
I would never question Shaquille O'Neal or Charles Barkley's understanding of the mentality it takes to be truly great.
Right.
I'm not questioning that. They understand that differently than other people.
Yes, they do.
Because they were truly great. And by the way, they're also great. They're as good on TV as they were on the court. They're great. Those two guys are great.
Mm-hmm. Kenny Smith is too.
No question, but these are the guys making the comment. Right. Okay. But here, in terms of Embiid's mentality, He does have the #1 defensive rating in the NBA, defensive rating. On offense, I think part of it, I'm not questioning, he could shoot more free throws. It would indicate that he's being more aggressive on the inside and everything. Part of it is to be Embiid's size and dominate the modern NBA is difficult. It's almost impossible without a real three-point shot, right?
I don't know about that, Max. I mean, I really don't know about that. So he may not be the most dominant player overall, like, say, maybe a LeBron James or a Kevin Durant or, a Giannis or, James Harden or somebody like those guys. But he can still be the #1 center in the league. He doesn't necessarily have to be shooting threes to be dominant. And if anything, he can be the most dominant center in a game. So that's not really an excuse that he can't shoot threes. So I don't know. Let's continue.
And Embiid simply doesn't shoot it well enough. He can shoot it. He's not a guy who can't shoot it, but he doesn't shoot it well enough. If Embiid shot 40 instead of 30 from three, he'd be the best player in the league. So some of the criticism of his offense is that. Modern big, I'm not talking about Antetokounmpo, who's like a big wing, kind of like, what is he exactly, hybrid? I'm talking about wide-bodied 7-footer like Embiid, play back to the basket. A guy like that really can't dominate the modern NBA unless he can shoot, and he doesn't shoot it well enough. Now,
I don't know about that. Again, that just doesn't quite make sense because he could be the most dominant center in the game. I mean, you only have so much expectations for a big man, a 7-foot guy. I'm not expecting him to go out there every other shot and be shooting a three. I mean, he could still be dominant, the most dominant center. He may not be the most dominant player overall, but that's not his role. Joel Embiid is a pure big man, so I wouldn't necessarily expect him to go out there and shooting threes. Although we do have a lot of hybrids out there that are 7-footers that have a jumper from anywhere, a la Kevin Durant. So I don't know. Let's continue.
In terms of his mentality, brought up the freak, right? Yeah. I mean, Shaq brought up the freak, I think it was. Like at the couple, he really wants to be great. I agree with that. That applies not only to Embiid, but Simmons. If you look at Ben Simmons' first couple of years of his career, just like Embiid's, and then the difference is they built a team around Antetokounmpo, just like Antetokounmpo. They built a team around Antetokounmpo, and he took it to the next level. They have not built a team around Simmons. And Stephen A., this gets back to what I've always said. Embiid and Simmons in this NBA are ill-suited to be on the same team. I think Simmons needs his own team to take a step, and I think you got to choose who you want to keep if the Sixers want to win a championship.
And I'm saying to you, I think that point, as valid as it might be, even though I respectfully disagree, is irrelevant only from this perspective. We're talking about the mentality of Joel Embiid, because guess what? With that mentality that Barkley and Shaq alluded to, it don't matter who the hell he playing against.
So I don't mean to cut him off, but I think he's right. I think Max is kind of right too. But I think what needs to happen is they need a leader on that team, an older, veteran, strong leader to just kind of like take the reins and show these guys how to win. That's why I liked it when Jimmy Butler was there, and I hated when he left because he was like the older type experienced player that, could really put in work and show these guys how to win. You need somebody mature there, and there's not too many mature guys that are on the 76ers that are superstars. So that's what I'm saying. It's like you can't really depend on Joel Embiid because he's like childish. Ben Simmons, he's still young and trying to come into his own. So you need the alpha male player to go in there, that veteran player to go in there, take charge, show these guys how to win so they can play off of that. So, I don't know, but I think they can play with each other, but they need one more piece to really unite them and take over and get everybody doing the right thing. So, I don't know. Let's continue.
Who the hell he's playing
with? Would they win like that?
But again, what I'm saying to you is this. Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe, at least once upon a time, would have said, who the hell are you to talk, Shaq? But
when was this? Shaq's always been dominant. He's always been dominant. He may not be running hard in practice, but you can guarantee once he gets on that court, he's going to be putting in work. There's a reason why he's got those MVPs with him. There's a reason for that. So let's continue.
You're missing is that Shaq was always interested in dominance.
Yes.
Now, he might not have been interested in working on the treadmill or jogging or putting in the work, but when you stepped on the court and you, as a big man, was going up against Shaq, Shaq wanted to snatch your heart out of your chest.
Yeah.
We all know that Barkley, the cars, the partying, whatever the case may be, when he stepped on the court with you,
he was trying
to get you. We see that from Joel Embiid with particular opponents. And then other times, he just takes a night off. Whereas with the Greek Freak, with a James Harden, and some of the other great ones, they are trying to annihilate you. And what we're saying about Joel Embiid is you have those skills. You're that great of a talent. When we're looking at you, is there anybody that you hate? Is there anybody that you just want to say, other than Hassan Whiteside, because we know what he wanted to do with Hassan Whiteside. Is there anybody out there that you want to go up against and you want to make it difficult? I mean, Karl Anthony Towns, we saw him go at it. All right, we got that.
He went at Towns.
Towns can ball now.
Yes,
yeah, but let's not hype up that little fight because who was it? Embiid got put in a chokehold. Well, Ben Simmons put, not Embiid. Who did he put? I think Karl Anthony Towns. He put that man in a chokehold, made that man tap out real quick. Real quick. So I don't think they really want to be talking about that. But again, I think that the 76ers can be okay, but they need a strong veteran to come in there and take over and show those two guys how to win and how to do it correctly. Because both of those guys, like I said, Ben Simmons is a little bit too young, and Joel Embiid, he just seemed like he's too childish. So I think they're a good team, but I think they need somebody. I hate that Jimmy Butler left, but they need a strong veteran to get in there and whoop those guys into shape. The coach can't do it because he's not on the court playing with them. They need somebody there with them to show them how to do it, like a Kawhi Leonard or a LeBron James, somebody going over there that's dominant, veteran that can just put in work. So I don't know. Let's continue.
I'm saying to you, is there anybody that you hate? Is there something inside of you that just goes like this? You know what? I went through a lot to get here. I got an attitude with all of y'all. Let me get on a seek and destroy mission. That is what Shaq and Barkley are talking about, and they are right.